Hello, and welcome to our new podcast on how to protect your intellectual property in China. I'm Leonardo, and today I will be joined by Jim. Hi, Jim.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Leonardo, and thanks a lot for having me today.
Thank you, Jim, for joining us. Today's podcast will be a bit different than usual. As our last issue for 2019, we decided to address IP protection from a different perspective and focus, in fact, on blockchain technology and its application in IP protection.
That sounds very interesting. Obviously, blockchain is a very hot topic now, but could you maybe elaborate a bit on what exactly the role of blockchain is in the protection of intellectual property?
Well, first, I think it's worth spending some words explaining what blockchain exactly is. In a nutshell, of course, a blockchain is an open ledger of information that can be used to record and track transactions. This information is shared on a peer-to-peer network, so all parties can see, exchange, and verify it.
Okay, that's clear, but how does IP then come into play?
That's a good point. Due to these characteristics, blockchain can be a useful tool for IP protection, since it could be used to show evidence of registered and unregistered IP rights. If we take the example of copyrights, for instance, a user could log into the copyright registration website using blockchain and register at any time and in any place, enabling a more efficient registration process.
And if the registration information is recorded on the blockchain within what you mentioned, an immutable timestamp, it could also become a powerful proof of rights in case of copyright infringements. Isn't that so?
Precisely, yes. You'll be able to see when your copyrighted IP was accessed and downloaded, and of course by whom as well. For European SMEs, using blockchain could offer a more effective mean of copyright registration. One example is the Copyright blockchain, a third-party platform that provides registration services using blockchain technology. The digital copyright application channel provided can operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is also accessible to companies outside of China.
This is really interesting. And what about blockchain applications for trademarks, for example?
Blockchain can also be used to record the prior use of a trademark. For instance, the right holder could upload relevant evidence to the blockchain and create an information chain with a timestamp of the first time that the trademark was used. This method would effectively solve the problem of proving the prior use.
But can this data effectively be used as evidence in court?
That's a good question. In September 2018, the Supreme People's Court stated that the Internet Court shall accept electronic data as evidence if the submitter could prove its authenticity. This provision legally determines the validity of electronic evidence preserved by a blockchain for both foreign and Chinese companies.
I see. So basically the added value of blockchain for IP protection is that it creates an immutable record of transactions and therefore can be used as an evidence for IP infringements.
Yes, exactly. The application of blockchain is very broad indeed, and more information on the subject is available on our guide, which you can download from our website china-iprhelpdesk.eu.
Thank you very much, Leonardo, for the explanation. Very interesting. For all our listeners, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to send an email to the China IPR SME helpline at question@china-iprhelpdesk.eu. Our legal experts will be very happy to get back to you with a free and confidential reply within 3 working days.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn to receive all the latest news on our upcoming activities. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our next podcast.